What's up, everybody? Smelly balls in chat. Welcome to the show. I am Joshua Vandernord, and we're doing a live edition of Real Talk with you guys today. And I've got two very special guests with me, with possibly Atlas Thug joining later if my mouse would work. Technical difficulties, as always. Wouldn't be a NAF show without him. This is this is Jack, aka Kinoflex, and Tom
What's up, everybody?
Foe is joining us today. What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
What's up? How are you guys?
I'm doing good. And
I'm doing awesome.
we're excited today. I know we're a little bit early, and it's because I got these guys in the chat. And we basically just started doing the show. We basically just started sharing our opinions about movies. So I'm going to say, let's just go ahead and get right into it, and we'll pick up. So Tom, before we went live, you asked the question, what was the question?
What was the most disappointing film of last year that you thought was going to be fire, but was just dog water?
Jack.
My most disappointing, it's in my top 10 list, but it's not what I would consider to be the worst of 2025. That would be Edgar Wright's The Running Man. Now, a lot of people, it's a flop, like it was a financial failure, but a lot of people wouldn't consider it to be amongst the worst movies of 2025. I do, because it's so poorly made, and it's from a director I really, really respect, because Edgar Wright, he did so many great films.
Edgar Wright made that?
Yeah, Edgar Wright directed it.
Damn.
The guy who did Scott Pilgrim versus the World, The World's End, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead. Amazing movies. Baby Driver, all those are amazing movies. Yeah, bro, The Running Man is peak communist propaganda. I loved it. But yeah, The Running Man, it is pretty much just Antifa propaganda. If it's the closest thing that can I would consider to be Antifa propaganda come out this year. And on top of that, it's just poorly made. It's so repetitive. It's so painfully repetitive, where the main character, he's running around, he meets a supporting character, they get killed off, then he runs off and repeats the process. It's so boring and repetitive, and I just couldn't stand it.
So I didn't see this movie, Jack. I've not even seen the original Running Man. It's like, what is it, like a prison thing?
It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, and so the basic premise of The Running Man is that a main character is either forced or coerced into taking part in this life or death reality show. The original is way over the top with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but that's what makes it fun. If you're just looking for an action movie, a fun action movie, I would recommend it. The remake tries to be more than that. It tries to be commentary on society, and it's so lame. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I thought the trailer made it look kind of cool, Glenn Powell doing action and stuff like that. It looked a little bit more grounded. People are doing drones and stuff. And I thought, hey, if it's a fun, dumb action pick, I can turn my brain off for that. That's how I kind of felt about Predator Badlands, which I'm sure we'll get into here in a minute. So I don't know if either of y'all saw this. I'm sure Jack did. My movie that I was really excited for that was ultimately disappointing, I would say, it was Mickey 17. Did you guys see that?
Oh yeah, dude.
I made a review of it. I did not like that either.
Yeah, the trailer, it made I was genuinely really excited for that movie. I remember the first trailer came out 4 months prior, and I was literally like, how much time do we have till Mickey 17 comes out? And it was like, what the hell even is this? It became
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I know we're all conservatives here. But I can turn my brain off if there's liberal propaganda in a movie, but the movie's good. I'm not gonna every movie is essentially liberal propaganda these days, but if it's an enjoyable movie, it doesn't bother me that much. You know what I mean? This was the most over the top, just like shameless. Mark Ruffalo is Donald Trump. You know,
Yeah,
like
dude, it
Mhm.
was so on the nose. It
yeah,
was, and they're all like the Trump supporters, the MAGA people are in space, and it was like, what am I watching, bro?
Yeah,
Um,
and on top of that, it was directed by Bong Joon-ho, who is a director I really enjoy. He did
oh yeah,
Parasite, he did Memories of Murder. Those are like bordering on perfect films, and you give us this garbage. It's so disappointing. And
and it's
like
crazy.
I was really invested in like the clone subplot. I was hoping for something like a Moon with Sam Rockwell, but no, they just didn't really take the concept very seriously, and in favor of making it a of devolving to a bad SNL sketch comedy. And I was just like, this sucks. Like I don't care. Who cares about these like the president's wife or Donald Trump's like wife wanting to make like the aliens into like sauce or something. That's so dumb.
Yeah, dude, it was, and also like because I took a date to see that movie because we were both like pretty big into Parasite and all that. And the first like 10 minutes of the film, I actually did like a lot. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, if it's going to be like this throughout the entire movie, this might be one of the top 5 films of the year. But then when they started doing the clone stuff, and then the scene where like his girlfriend tries to have a threesome with himself, that was very weird, bro. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Even the girl I was with, like, we were like looking at each other and it was like, this is like just weird. Like, what the fuck is this? And it makes you not like his girlfriend because she's
yeah.
like you're like, dude, all the characters are unlikable. I don't know, man. It was just very,
Yeah,
very
it
Like
felt
yeah.
like
you could have done something with you know, him and his clone, uh, like the even the thing they did where the clone was like a little distinct, like the new clone of his was a lot more aggressive while he was a lot more passive. Like all the clones come
yeah,
back
they were different
slightly
people.
different. You could do some fun stuff with that. I thought the dynamic with his friend, I forget the actor's name, but he's that Asian guy. He plays
Even you,
Invincible.
Len.
Yes, yeah, he's Glenn in Walking Dead. I thought like you could do something fun with them, like where you kind of make him the bad guy. But this whole like overarching plot with the president and his wife, and then the movie just never ends. You know what I mean? Then like the
Mhm.
president dies, and then his wife brings him back or something. You know, it was just it was like what the hell is going on? And Tom, you brought up a great point where it's like I fell in love with this girl and she's like kind of a weird bitch and then
Yeah,
she
dude.
becomes like the main character at the end. She does the like speech that gets the clones
It
amped
becomes
up and I'm
Kamala
like,
Harris.
what am I watching here?
Yeah,
And
it's
then
like
she
they were
just destroys
shoving
and then she destroys a cloning machine for no reason. Like, what was the point of that?
because it's inhumane. it's
Even though
it
he
shoves
consented
so
to it.
many. Yeah, dude, it shows so many, or it shoves so many different like narratives. You can tell like political messages, and they kind of convolute each other. Like they don't all fit, so you're getting like this giant mixed bag of like all these different things by the end of the film. And like Mark Ruffalo kind of playing Trump, like at some parts it was kind of funny. It's like, all right, so the idea of Trump, like that is something okay, that is kind of hilarious. He's basically what is it? He's basically just going to Mars. He's doing Elon Musk essentially. It's like that's kind of a funny idea, but they don't ever really go anywhere. And then it just turns out, like you said earlier, it's like for jelly, and it's like for so his
Yeah.
wife can make food or what. It's like, dude, what the fuck? But I mean, the performances were good. I will say that the acting was pretty good.
Robert
Um,
Pattinson definitely delivered
Mm.
a great performance. Like him playing two different people at the same time, or at least in post, like delivering two distinct performances in the same movie. That's impressive,
mhm.
regardless of the film's overall quality. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I give him credit for that. That was like because Robert Pattinson is a good actor. That was like the only compelling and memorable thing about it. And it was, and Tom, it's funny you actually mentioned how you went on a date for that movie. I did too, and it was like, here's a like funny sci-fi comedy, and I remember there just being like like graphics, like a PowerPoint presentation about sex positions at one point, and I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
what am I watching? What is this for?
It kind of reminded me of the feeling when that one movie, the Sausage Party movie, came out like a long time ago.
Oh, the Seth
I don't know if you guys
Rogen
Oh.
saw that.
anime
Yeah, that's
movie.
a stupid movie, but I remember taking a date to see
Yeah,
that, and that was like 10 years
yo.
ago. Yeah, because we thought it was going to be funny, and this was a long time ago. But then there's that orgy scene at the end, and it's like, it does kind of get uncomfortable. You're just sitting there, and you're both looking at each other, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? I kind of got the same feeling with Mickey 17 with the part where his girlfriend's trying to bang both of them. I'm like, what? It's like, I don't know. It was just
It,
weird.
it feels like a cuck subplot because again, they
Oh
are
yeah.
like the movie establishes that even though they're clones of each other, they're two distinct people because there's a fuck up in the cloning process. So the new Mickey, the one that's angrier, he's very much distinct from the actual Mickey who has all sorts of trauma that he hasn't properly handled, while this one doesn't have any of the trauma. It's just really disappointing because Bong Joon-ho, the director, he can tell compelling films with political aspects or like deeper social commentary, as seen with Parasite. But as I said in my original review of it, I think the problem is that he's trying to commentate on American politics and not South Korean politics. So he's kind of just out of his depth.
Yeah, he's relying on the liberals that are around him, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Smelly
But
Balls says Josh is a fake sale. I know it. I let you down. You're my next date, Smelly Balls.
he's gonna take you to the movies. Yeah, I mean, well, for like disappointing films, I have one that I was kind of disappointed in, but I should have like known it was gonna suck, which was Havoc. It was the Netflix movie.
I haven't seen it.
Just it's starring what's his name? The guy who
I'm looking
plays
it up.
Venom.
Who is he in?
Oh,
He plays Venom.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy,
Oh,
and then
okay.
it's directed by Gareth Evans. I think that's how you say his name, and he's a really good action director because he did The Raid and The Raid 2.
Those
So
are
I
great
don't know if you guys
movies.
have seen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are really
those are
great
like
action movies.
those are like you guys already know they're fucking amazing. And he did Apostle, which I actually still kind of liked. I don't think it was that good of a horror movie, but I still enjoyed it. But with this film, it just sucks. It's like the action is just it's really over the top and gory, but it gets boring after like the first 20 minutes. And then you have 2 hours of the same bullshit. The writing is horrible. And the story is just dog water. The action scene at the end isn't even that compelling. So like all the things I was looking forward to seeing in the movie, just it didn't deliver on any of it. And
it's kind of crazy. They got a pretty goated cast too. They got Tom Hardy, Timothy Olyphant, and Forrest Whitaker.
Oh,
And
yeah.
honestly, like I'm reading the script because I literally have never heard of this. It sounds like a good movie.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it had a lot of problems with production. I think this movie was supposed to come out like 2-3 years ago. So I understand there's a lot of issues. I get it, but I don't think there was ever really a good film there to begin with, you know? And it could be just because it's mangled up, whatever, it's Netflix, but it just wasn't good. Definitely not
Yeah.
even worth watching just to watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Tom, if you want a
But that's
better Tom Hardy film, it didn't come out this year, but it's called Bronson. It's
yes,
awesome.
dude. I love that movie, bro. The part where he's in prison,
What's that
which
about?
is like
It's about like
It's
a
ba-
crazy British guy that Tom Hardy plays, and he's always fighting, and he fights so much in prison to the point that he becomes he can't imagine himself being anywhere else other than prison. It's hard to describe, but you just had to experience it for yourself. I highly
it's
recommend
the
it.
reason. Yeah, it's the reason he got picked to play Bane for The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, so it's kind
So
of it's kind of
it
an older
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, it came out in 2008.
Okay.
It's what Christopher Nolan, I think that's what introduced him to Tom Hardy.
Oh,
Was
okay.
watching that movie. Yeah. It's
Mhm.
really good. It's actually a solid film. You should definitely watch it.
So I want to here's another movie. So there's two movies that when I heard about them, I was excited to see them, but I went in with low expectations and they still disappointed me. And that is, we talked about it a little bit before we went live, which is Until Dawn. But first I want to talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. Did you guys see
Oh,
this?
I've not
no.
seen it.
It-
I
Jack,
gave up on the Jurassic Park franchise after with the Jurassic World movies.
you're a better man than
Same.
me because and so here's me thinking, okay, Jurassic World 2 and 3 were dog shit. Maybe they just kind of let whoever filmed Rebirth, they're basically excuse me. Now it's just a straight up monster movie. Now they've got like mutants, it's like pterodactyl velociraptors. Like let's just have some fun with it. And it still sucked. I have never seen writing in a movie like there's lines between what's her name? Scarlett Johansson and Black Man where it's just like it is literally like the Marvel memes. It's like he's right behind me, isn't he? It's astonishingly bad.
It's the MCUification of IPs. It's disgusting.
It's like we're going to try and make Guardians of the Galaxy 6 with dinosaurs. That's what this felt like. But
Right.
directed by some not James Gunn person. So yeah. What did you think of it, Todd? Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but that's because like I just don't like the Jurassic World movies. I saw the first one when it came out in 2015, and I thought it was kind of mid. And then they kept making more, so I never saw those. But you're talking about Rebirth being like the worst thing ever, so I guess I dodged
Yeah,
multiple bullets.
I saw a meme recently and it had me dying laughing. You know that graphic panel? You know the Watchmen comics or the Watchmen graphic novel?
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah.
You know that? Okay. It's the panel of Dr. Manhattan sitting on a rock on Mars alone. And it's just like POV, it's 1997 and I've just seen the worst Jurassic Park sequel. And then it cuts, it's like it's 2001 and I've just seen the worst Jurassic Park sequel. And it's just every year that a new Jurassic Park movie has come out. And I was like, it's astonishing to me that people thought Jurassic Park 2 was bad. Imagine showing people that thought Jurassic Park 2 was bad in 1997, Jurassic World Rebirth, or whatever these other ones are. I mean, the last three are genuinely like a masterclass in dog shit. They feel like student film, like an 18-year-old wrote a movie in college, and then they just were like, okay, let's get actual Jeff Goldblum in it. That's what these movies feel like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't like the nostalgia bait with all these films, dude. They keep bringing back stuff. It's like when they tried to make a new Independence Day and they brought back Jeff Goldblum for that too, and that was just like everybody knew that was going to suck already, but it's the same shit, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, I had
I
scrubbed that from my brain. The old or the sequel to Independence Day.
Do it again, just scrub it again.
I wish. I need the Men in Black neuralizer.
Yeah, but I think you guys have touched upon the unique cultural zeitgeist of our times when it comes to movies, and really 2025 in movies summarized, which is that it's digging up old IPs and trying to repackage them for the audience, and that's the most we're getting. Like even in my
Mm.
top 10 most favorite movies of the year, most of them are reboots uh, or retellings of movies that came before.
Mm.
Like we're not getting a bunch of originality anymore, and it's frustrating.
You're right, but I will say this on that note because repackaging and remaking old movies, that's been going on for the past 10 years, it feels like. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? However, if you recall in the 80s, not that any of us were there, but like there was a resurgence where like they were remaking old movies from the 50s, but they were making them a whole lot better. Specifically in
Yeah.
horror, like The Fly was a great remake of an extremely cheesy 50s movie. The same thing with The Thing, which I talk about on Real Talk all the time. That's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And you're actually seeing that a lot now. So I know it wasn't 2025, but it was December 24. So I'll count it. Nosferatu. I forget the
Oh,
director's name.
Robert Eggers.
Yeah. Now he's also directing a werewolf movie. There was another Dracula remake that it comes out this year, but it came out in Europe in 25. And now some guy named Lee Cronin, he's making a mummy movie. And the trailer for that looked genuinely creepy. And you know, you hear things about production where it's like, oh, people left the theater because it was so scary. Yeah, maybe, but like you are seeing a resurgence in like good horror remakes.
Yeah, I think the problem with like those classic horror monsters like Frankenstein, like the
Oh, I
Dracula.
forgot about Frankenstein. That was another one. Guillermo del Toro
Yeah,
did that.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and that was good. But I think the reason like those are seeing more success is because they're not being used by studios to try and push a shitty MCU knockoff like what the Dark Universe did. Remember the
Oh
Tom Cruise
God.
movie, The Mummy? That
Yeah.
was supposed to
He was
start
taking over
a whole
Universal.
franchise, but failed miserably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was
here's the
I honestly hated the his mummy, dude. It was I didn't even finish it.
so
Mm.
I saw The Mummy 2017. I think it was this year actually for the first time, and it was dog shit. But I kind of wish it would have worked out a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I like if it were better, obviously I'd want that. But like a shared because I'm a monster sucker. I love classic movie monsters. I love creature design, all that kind of stuff, like Godzilla, all these things. So like Russell Crowe playing Dr. Jackal and Mr. Hyde is in the same universe as Frankenstein. Like there's a part of me that's like I kind of would like to see that, but it didn't happen. I'll have to go to
Yeah, well,
Universal Studios or whatever. They just opened like a classic movie monster theme park or something. Have to get my fix
yeah,
there.
well, Josh, you should try checking out League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Mm.
It's from the same writer of Watchmen, Alan Moore. And what it is it takes classic literary heroes, including Mr. Hyde, the Invisible Man, Captain Nemo, and Sherlock Holmes's brother, I believe, and they fight aliens and other like threats.
That
Okay.
movie is actually cool. That's like a fun movie I grew up watching.
I love
I think that's the
20.
movie that made
Go ahead.
it made Sean Connery like quit acting. He plays in that movie. He hated the director so much he like retired from acting after that movie. But it's good.
Yeah, I see. I've heard of it and it sounds really cool, but I've heard mixed reviews and I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. But
Maybe check out the comic and then watch the movie.
okay, because I know 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was one of my favorite books as a kid, so I was of course hyped for that. But I wanted to we talked about it a little bit before, and I just referenced it a minute ago here. I wanted to because I want to go on a rant about Until Dawn. So we were talking
Yes,
about
yes.
that. And I'll tell you this, if you're watching it, Until Dawn is a movie that came out early last year and it's based off of a video game. And the video game, it's I hesitate to even call it a video game. I mean, it technically is, but it's really like a movie that you play. It's like just the whole thing is like a cutscene in a video game, but it comes to like decisions. It's like a role play game, and you have to pick like what to say to another character, what action to take. And it is genuinely one of the most fun games I've ever played. And the story and the twists and everything, it is like a masterclass in storytelling. Like, I have never seen something have so much shit going on, and it like none of it, like at the very beginning, there's so many things happening. You're like, what's going on? And then it perfectly comes together perfectly comes together in the end. And it's like, and it blew me away. It's one of my favorite things ever. So when they said they were making a movie, I was like, shit, there's no way this is going to be good. But then I saw that they were actually like, they're just changing up. It's just the same title is really the only thing it has in common. And it's almost like a Groundhog Day thing where these kids are trapped in a time loop and there's a new monster or a new killer or something new every night that tries to kill them, and they have to survive 13 nights. And I was like, okay, fun, let's do it. Literally probably the worst movie I've ever seen. I can't believe that this was in theaters, that someone got paid to make this.
Yeah, like you hit it right on the money, Josh. Like there were a lot of bad video game adaptations that came out this year, like Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the Minecraft movie, even that shitty Devil May Cry Netflix series, that was pretty bad. But Until Dawn takes the cake because it resembles nothing of what's trying to adapt. They introduced time travel elements that weren't present in the original game. Like, what are you doing here? Like, at most you had little art, like relics or like items you could see to get visions of possible things that could happen, but that never even that was for the player. That was never like an in-story thing. So why implement something like that when you have like a straightforward movie already in the form of the video game? All you need to do really, I was like take the original cast of the game, since they're already actors, and have them play out the events of the game. And people do that already with with certain adaptations. So I don't understand what they were thinking by just going full retard with this.
Have you seen it, Tom?
No, my brothers and my friends, they love the game too, and they all went and saw it without me. I think I was working, and they told me it was dog shit. They were like, "Yeah, this was horrible." So I didn't see it,
Yeah.
but I've never heard anything good.
Yeah, it was extremely disappointing. I'm just glad I didn't go see it in theaters because I pirated it, and I'm
I don't
happy.
think. Well, to be fair, it flopped, so I don't think anyone saw it in theaters either.
Good.
Everybody pirated it except my brother.
Hell yeah, let's go.
But Josh, just a quick thing.
Yes.
Can you make an attempt at explaining the time traveling mechanic? Because they kept on like going back and forth with it. At first, it was like a witch's curse. Then it was like some experiment gone wrong. It was all over the place. Like they couldn't decide. Like they needed someone to look at their script and edit it.
Well, and it basically what this movie was is it felt like a student film where essentially, because what it is in the original game, there's seemingly multiple things going on. There appears to be like they're hunted by a serial killer or ghosts or monsters, and you're like, what the hell is happening? But it all comes together in a way that makes sense. And there's like, I wouldn't say a natural explanation, but it doesn't, you don't really suspend your disbelief for all of these things to come together in a way that makes sense. In the movie, there's like a time loop and the day resets, and there's a different thing that kills them every time. And the reason I say it feels like a student film is because I don't know, Jack, if you saw this, but there were like 15 deleted scenes, and each of the deleted scenes were basically different nights, different like monsters that were going to be in the movie but weren't. Different, like, and it was just like, let's just film. It's like, this is the only movie I'm ever going to make because I'm a student filmmaker and I've got the university budget and university equipment, so I'm just going to do everything I want. So there's a werewolf, there's vampires. There's just everything you could want in a horror movie, and like half of it made it in there.
You know
And
what this
so,
reminds me of, Josh?
what's that?
It reminds me of that exact like have you ever seen Cabin in the Woods? That one like horror film. That's
Yeah,
so
that's absolutely what they were going for.
Yeah, they take a bunch of kids like in the middle of the woods, like inject them with like a retard gas that makes them act like dumb horror, like that dumb characters that you typically find in a horror movie, and then they just throw random shit at them trying to kill them.
Yeah, and like at least in Cabin in the Woods, it makes sense. Like you brought up A Witch's Curse. I don't even remember that. Like I don't even remember what the explanation was for why this was even happening in the first place.
So convoluted. It doesn't even. The writers didn't know what they were doing. They should have just hand the script off to someone else.
So I agree. Did either of you guys see 28 Years Later? I know you did, Jack.
Yes.
The Bone
I
Temple's
really
out
liked.
now.
Yeah, dude, I hear the Bone Temple is actually really good. I've heard from a lot of people that it's a good movie, which is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it already, Jack?
I didn't. I've heard reviews about it. I'm going to check it out. But I wasn't a fan of the first 28 Years Later film. I liked it, parts of it at first, like the main character Spike and his dad. That was pretty compelling. Like I liked that, but then it sort of devolved when he did the same thing with his mom because it was so rushed and poorly thought out. And I remember disliking that aspect, along with the forced zombie pregnancy scene.
Yeah, that part was fucking weird, but I feel like the very beginning of the film is actually really solid. Like up until the part where the father and the son return back to the camp and the alpha's like chasing them. Right after that scene, I feel like that's when it starts kind of going downhill. But up until then, it was pretty good. I was like, all right, I do like this. It's a little different, but if it keeps up this pace, it's going to be great. But nah, it kind of got boring and it got really slow. It felt very long.
Yeah, so it sounds like the Bone Temple is more of a straightforward action movie with not as much slow parts. So that's probably why it's getting better reception than the original 28 Years Later. It sounds as though like the first one was just like trying to build up like the other two movies that would come later, since this is a trilogy.
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't mind the convolutedness of the first one. Like it's one of those things where it doesn't make sense to us as like people that live in the real world. I did actually kind of like where it's like this kid, he grew up in this post-apocalyptic world, and he really only knows about doctors. You know, he got the like dumbed down explanation of, oh, a doctor is someone who fixes people that are sick. And then he goes, oh, there's this doctor who lives on the mainland. Why don't we take my mom to him? And admittedly, I mean, what is he, like 13? Like they probably could explain to him why that wouldn't work, but they just kind of like give him the little boy treatment. Like, oh, you'll understand when you're older. So of course, like he doesn't understand that his mom has like cancer or Alzheimer's or something, and there wasn't a cure for it. You know, it's not like he's got an infection. There's nothing to do. So him going against them to save his mom makes sense. And her being demented, you know, she doesn't really understand what's going on. And the I like the doctor's character. The way it ended with the mom, I thought it was pretty good overall. I really enjoyed it. The ending with the British Power Rangers was like, what the hell is happening? But I know it's setting up Bone Temple, which I'm excited to see.
it's worse than that. They're British Power Rangers dressed up as Jimmy Cavill, the notorious pedophile.
Yeah, that was. I think they did that on purpose. I heard that because they're gonna be in this next one, and I heard the guy who's playing the main Jimmy character or whatever, he did a really good job in this one. I heard he's a very good villain,
Mm-hmm.
and he played in
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Sinners too.
He was in
the
Sinners.
vampire. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's a Negan type character, like in The Walking Dead. Like he's just like so
Ooh.
crazy and over the top, but he has like a charisma and charm that makes you love him.
Yeah, I get the feeling that's exactly what it's going to be. But we talked about this before, Jack. I want to get Tom's take on it. If you've seen this movie, what did you think of Superman, the 2025 Superman movie?
So I gotta say, like, I'm not really the biggest fan of James Gunn. I know a lot of people really like him,
Same.
and I get it. I get it, but I just don't really like Marvel. I'm not really a DC fan either, but I just don't worship James Gunn. I know a lot of people love him, and he does make good movies, but when I went to go see Superman for the first time, my expectations were pretty low. And I'm not going to lie, I did like it the first time I saw it. I thought it was the parts that were funny, I thought were funny. The action scenes I did like. I enjoyed it overall. They played Punk Rocker at the end, which is low key. That's one of my favorite songs. And now I'm actually kind of mad because so many people fucking listen to it because of the movie. But I like this. It's like, I'm like, all right, I like this. I like this song. I like the film. I thought he was a good Superman. But then I saw it a second time with some different friends, and none of the jokes landed for a second time, and the fight scenes weren't as good. So as a film, I felt like it was a good first time experience. I don't like him as Superman, to be honest, but I don't think it's rewatchable at all. At least not for me. So I would give it like a 7, maybe like 6.5 as things stand.
Yeah, I remember giving it a 5. I liked a lot of the performance. I liked a lot of the performances, but the whole prison sequence to me didn't make any sense because Lex Luthor already got what he wanted by that point. He already got the world thinking that Superman was an alien traitor. So he could have, and he's already lying to the government. So, and he has a clone of Superman, most importantly. So he could just kill Superman and just like frame him for a crime that would have justified killing him off, and pretty much have gotten away with it if he had just planned it out a bit more. But he keeps him alive like for some dumb reason, and it took me out of it. But yeah, I agree with that. Like in terms of like superhero films, it's not as bad as what we're getting with Marvel. I consider all 3 of the MCU movies that came out last year to be worse and just complete dog shit. So yeah, I give Superman credit for what it is. I also appreciate that it doesn't overly obsess with the Kryptonian aspects and hammers home that what makes Superman is the fact that he was raised by like farmers in Kansas and like normal people in America. Like that's where he gets his morality from, not an alien civilization that is where the writers can cook up.
And that's one of the things where like it's been the like narrative with Superman that like you can't make a good Superman movie because he's too overpowered, which is not true. There's absolutely ways to make a good Superman story, but it has to have heart. And that's the problem is James Gunn, who I do not like generally, he's good in Guardians, but his style it's way too overdone now. I'm over it, and he should not have directed this movie. And that's the thing where it's like there's good moments, like him and his adopted father from Kansas, Pa Kent or whatever, like Jack said, but it's sprinkled in a James Gunn movie where there's doo doo poo poo caca jokes, and we're gonna have get this, a character is gonna beat up a bunch of people to an 80s song. Yeah, like get ready for something new, guys.
Oh
And
yeah.
and like also it doesn't make sense. So like Lex Luthor hates Superman because he's an alien. Now this doesn't make sense in a world where there's already so many other aliens, like the Green Lantern. They get attacked by aliens all the time. It- and it's not to say that Lex Luthor can't exist in a greater DC universe, but it's like I don't know. It just came off so weird. Superman came off like a total pussy.
It's because
Didn't like it.
it's because we're just dropped into the world in the middle of everything. We're not actually introduced to these characters uh, organically, if that makes sense. Like we don't get a secret
Yeah.
origin, and a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, we don't need a secret origin." Well, you kind of do if you want to. It's an important step if you expect us to get invested in these characters and understand their motivations sufficiently.
I feel
Well,
like they could have done it to where they drop us in. It's just because it was James Gunn and the way they handled it, it
yes.
just wasn't good. But that is something they could pull off, especially with a character like Superman, where for the most part we kind of have an idea of who he is and the motivations these characters have because they've been in our face for decades, literally, even before we were born. But yeah, definitely you just don't really care about anybody. And I even remember the part where he's like talking to Lois and he says, maybe that's the real punk rock or whatever. I remember, dude, like people started laughing and some guy
Oh.
just said pussy. Some guy called him a pussy in the theater. He was like, that guy's a pussy. And it's like, yeah, it's like, bro, this is kind of gay, dude. Like, let's do something
Yeah,
else.
dude. And here's the point is like Superman does not simp for Lois Lane. Clark Kent pretends to. That's what irritates is like if you want to make a good movie, make a good movie. But the problem is with Superman, there's all these things that I guess you kind of have to put in there. Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, Jimmy Olsen, just all these things people want to see. Get the dog out of there. No one wants to see that stupid shit. And here's the thing, I'm okay. Like Tom said, I'm okay with dropping you into a world where other superheroes exist, like having Metamorpho in the movie, which was the guy who's like made of elements and he can turn into kryptonite. Plot wise, that makes sense for Lex Luthor to have a guy that can turn into kryptonite. I'm okay with having other superpowered people in the movie just like already, even having other superheroes, but it's like just pick the right ones and it just like we said, it just came off gay and I don't know.
Like
I didn't like it.
take a page out of the OG, like old early 2000s Justice League Unlimited. There's not a ton of
Yes.
origin stories for those. I'm sure there's a way you can. They just drop like characters pop up all the time in that series, and
Yes.
it's awesome. Like it can be done. It's just I don't know. Like these people who are in charge, I just don't think they're capable of doing it. Of
Right.
pulling it
And
off.
and
Yeah.
that's the thing is it's like you don't like even think about like any of those animated series. I'm glad you brought up the Justice League animated series because those shows are awesome. And like the
Yes.
Batman animated series, you're
Ah,
just dropped in. You don't need to see why Bruce Wayne is Batman. We all know. You know what I mean? Like same thing with the Batman with Robert Pattinson. Like you. I'm okay with just being airdropped into the middle of a story if it's done right.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay.
But so eventually on my channel, I want to do a series, and I've talked about this with you, Jack, called Rewrite, where we kind of just do what we want with movies. And I've got my own version of Superman I wanna do. So we'll talk about that sometime. But I want to go
mm.
ahead, unless you guys had any other ideas or options, I want to transition into movies that are coming out in 2026 that we're looking forward to. And I've got a list here because I honestly, there's so many things here that I didn't even know were coming out. Jack, do you want to get us started off? Do you have any suggestions? Or
I'll have
because
to
I can go ahead
honestly
and get us
look.
started.
Maybe the Odyssey. That's probably what I'm looking forward to the most. But it's not because I'm expecting to love it. I'm expecting to hate it and just like pick it apart because it he's using, like I mentioned this on another channel that I appeared on, Dark Hours. Christopher Nolan is using the most paused, like modernized translation from an author named Rachel Wilson, and it's you can look online of like comparisons of her translation with past translations, and it becomes obvious what the problem is. It's trying to subvert the original story by making it by writing it by today's standards, and it's annoying.
See, I didn't even
Yeah,
know that. I'm just pissed that Matt Damon is in the movie, and that he's going to be playing Odysseus. I fucking hate Matt Damon, man. He sucks, and now he's going to be like, what is he going to be doing? He's going to be doing a Boston accent, okay, for the Odyssey or something like that. I mean, I don't know.
Oh man, you're giving me flashbacks of when Denzel Washington was in Gladiator 2, and he didn't like act at all. He didn't.
He was just
himself.
Denzel Washington. Yeah, so true. Go ahead, Tom. You were gonna say something?
Oh yeah, no, it's like the Odyssey. I'm gonna watch it for sure, and I think I will kind of enjoy it. But like you said, the adaptation he's picking and like all the stuff we've seen so far, like I went to see Avatar in 3D, the new one, and they played the scene from the Odyssey beforehand, and the scene was cool, but it wasn't like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. It was kind of eh. It's like there's an IMAX camera, but it was the Trojan horse scene, I guess, that's going to be in the movie. It's like 4 minutes, which is cool, but it doesn't it didn't make me think that this movie is going to be amazing or something like that. But I am going to watch it.
Well,
Um,
yeah, to that point, because I don't know what you guys thought. I thought Oppenheimer was ass.
Yeah, it was it was mediocre. I was really engaged for the parts where they were building the bomb, but I did not give a fuck when Oppenheimer's security clearance was taken away. Like I was just like, who cares? This is so beneath anything. Like this is so beneath the scope of what you were showing me an hour before.
I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy it, and I liked the security, like not that per se, but I liked the idea that they kind of went into the fact that he was going to all these communist meetings, and he was just like he fucking hated all of them. Like he's going there, and they're all like, "Yeah, we need to be a part of the party. We need to all stick together." And he's just like, "Shut the fuck up! Like you guys are all idiots." I kind of like that part. I just don't think it deserved Best Picture, but I understand why Christopher Nolan made it because it had all those Oscar like bait things in there, like all the things you would expect Best Picture should have, and that's what he did, and he won. So,
yeah, like they had like whenever they mentioned a historical figure, they made like they made it sound like an MCU reference or like an Easter egg to a character, like.
Yeah.
Hey,
Albert Einstein is like, I'm Steining.
Hey, Oppenheimer, there's this guy that wants to talk to you. And then looks into the camera. JFK.
Yeah. There's this Irish senator from Kentucky. He wants to speak with you, That's like what's funny? I remember actually thinking about that where there's a part in Oppenheimer where who was it? I guess it was Albert Einstein or something like that, but they just like, it's like, oh, go talk to Albert. and it reminded me of like Men in Black 3. Do you remember like where Will Smith goes back in time and Bill Hader plays like Andy Warhol? You know what I mean? It's just like shameless historical stuff. It's just
Yeah,
goofy. And Oppenheimer was a piece of shit in real life. And I don't just mean like
he
he cheated
was.
on his wife. Like I don't care
He
about
did
that.
actually poison. He did actually try to poison his professor. Yeah, that is true. That wasn't
So
just made for the
this
movie.
idea that Oppenheimer was like, oh my God, what have I done when he made the bomb? He wanted to poison Europe's water supply during World War II with radioactive isotopes. Uh, and it's commonly known that like he wanted to use the atom bomb on Europe and was sad when they decided to go with Japan instead. So he would like, and
Yeah,
he wasn't a reluctant communist in real life. He was a straight
yeah.
up
That
communist. He probably was the one who gave the bomb to Russia.
that's another aspect I really didn't like about the film. It's basically like propaganda, like shaming people into like shaming the United States for bombing Hiroshima. Like it doesn't really address like the arguments for why they should have bombed Hiroshima. And in fact, they actually made up shit. There were actors like who were playing the politician saying, "Oh, supporting bombing Hiroshima." They said that they just ad libs shit so to make them sound worse. Yeah,
Mm.
it's so disingenuous. And there's like certain arguments you can make, like saying, "Oh, saying why it's such a shitty thing to do," such as like Hiroshima, the people of Hiroshima, they weren't even really like well treated by Japan. Like they were just the t- they were like they're just like the acceptable target because to communicate that to Japan that we mean business, but at the same time, wouldn't actually escalate the war in any meaningful sense because, like, I think there are like a lot of Christians were forcibly made to live in Hiroshima as a form of discriminatory action. So yeah, like you can probably find something compelling, find a compelling reason to criticize the United States to bomb Hiroshima, but everything it just never really sounded like a genuine attempt at hearing out uh, both positions.
All I know about World War II is that the good guys won, and that's all I need to know.
It's all that
True,
matters.
true.
Um,
No further research.
so speaking of overrated directors, Steven Spielberg is coming out with a alien contact movie, another one called Disclosure Day. Have y'all heard about this?
I saw a
Yeah, I
trailer
saw the
for it.
trailer.
It like I didn't know that it was going to be a Steven Spielberg movie when I saw it. I thought it was just going to be like a B horror movie, but but then it said from director Steven Spielberg, and I was like, oh wow, I guess this is. But I guess that goes to show how slowly he's devolved over the years. Like now I'm actually curious to see. I'm going to look up his filmography real quick so you guys can get an
Yeah,
idea of what I mean.
yeah, when's the last like good movie that he made? I feel like it's been a minute since he's made an enjoyable movie.
I
All
think
right,
he made
so
Ready Player One.
he did.
Oh
That was
God, that
2018.
sucks.
So I'm just going to read off these films. 2022, The Fablemans. That's pretty much a biopic about his
Okay,
life.
I did like that one. I'm not gonna lie.
I like that too. West Side Story, Ready Player One, The Post, The BFG, Bridge of Spies, Lincoln, War Horse. Let's see.
Oh, those are kind of old now.
Yeah,
Lincoln's like 2012.
yeah.
He
Let's see.
with Daniel Day-Lewis, that Lincoln movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I remember I
The
watched that
Adventures of
movie for extra
Tintin.
credit in high school.
Yeah. The Adventures of Tintin, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal
Okay, that one
Yo,
Skull.
was pretty good.
Adventures of
Adventure.
Tintin is a banger, dude. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you gotta he's got some, every once in a while. He's not fully trash, but he was like the one that was talking about how Hollywood was gonna become this shitty, uncreative, like corporation essentially. He talked about it like in the early 2000s. He's like, yeah, with the way Hollywood's going, movies are just going to suck and then they're going to stop making as much, or there's not going to be that many good films. So he did kind of predict to a certain degree where Hollywood was going as a whole, because it is complete dog water right now.
But
That's a
did he
fair
say
point.
that it's like a self-inflicted wound, or like what was his like reasoning for it?
It was an
It's
interview he did a long time ago, and I don't remember everything, but I'm sure he's talking about like their focus on just profit.
yeah, he talks
And
about how it's become so corporatized that like it's you're making a movie by they're making movies by committee rather than by the artist.
Mhm.
And that's why
Yeah,
you
exactly.
get Avengers Age of Dunkus or something. I don't know, like
Jurassic
just
World Rebirth.
yeah, yeah. Jurassic World Electric Boogaloo, this is what we're getting now. Groot meets Jurassic World, and every movie is directed by AI James Gunn going forward.
And then everybody clapped.
And then they
Everybody
all clapped. And then they all clapped the movie. Apparently, they're making another Scary Movie, Scary Movie 6. Which honestly,
We
I'm
need
here
now
for that.
more than ever.
I'm here for that.
We need now more than ever.
Did you like the
The
last
reboot for
two?
No,
yeah,
but
like, I'm actually confident for it that it'll be funny at least, because the Naked Gun reboot that came out last year was funny.
how did I forget about that, dude? Naked Gun was a banger.
Yeah, it was.
That
Liam
movie
Neeson
was
is a really
hilarious.
great comedic. Liam Neeson is a really great comedic actor. Like he knows how to be funny and deadpan at the same time.
What were you saying, Tom?
Yeah, dude, the part with the snowman in that movie,
Yeah.
I hadn't laughed so hard, dude, in a long time. That movie was good. And it's crazy because I rewatched all the older ones, like, to get in preparation, and it held on its own. Like after watching the originals and then going and seeing the new one, it was pretty good.
Yeah, dude. The snowman scene is peak, dude. That was so funny. I like how there's the scene where they've got pictures of all the actors from the originals, and all they're like, "Dad, I miss you." And then there's OJ Simpson, and the black guy's like, "Nah."
No, I don't think so.
And I love the final battle where they're like the bad guy, he's like, we're gonna make it so only like the strongest survive. And it's like, now two Kodiak bears fighting for battle, and he just punches him in the stomach, and he's like, oh, you hit my belly. Like, and he's like, fuck, that really hurt. I'm not doing it any justice. It's a funny movie, dude. It was good.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that too, but it's really good.
What were you saying, Jack? You brought that up for a reason.
Oh yeah. Because like you're to say that I'm confident that the new Scary Movie, Scary Movie reboot will do well because they did, because the Naked Gun reboot gives me confidence. But as far as like 2026 movies, like I'm not that like up to date with what's going to come out besides like Avengers Endgame and the new Spider-Man movie.
I'll read off a couple. Yeah, we'll get to that. I want to say this real quick, make this real point about the comedy. So the reason I'm excited for Scary Movie is as you guys probably you've seen the Scary Movie movies, right, Tom?
Yeah, I have like a bunch of them.
So with basically all of the brain rot humor that like Gen Z is so accustomed to now, I actually think a Scary Movie will go over well, because those movies were were on the way out by the time we were growing up. Like when we were growing up, it was all the like Seth Rogen movie. It was like Pineapple Express, super
Yeah.
bad. You know what I mean? Those were kind of what was in the like stoner, like just absurdist movies.
Yeah, it's like
Which
weed,
I'm done
bro.
with. Yeah. Like I could go my entire life and never see Seth Rogen again, and it would be too soon. But okay, so here's a list of movies that are coming out that I am looking forward to, and we'll just knock them down. Spider-Man: Brand New Day, Avengers: Doomsday, the Supergirl movie, Watch Dogs. What else we got here? Iron Lung, The Mummy, which I mentioned earlier, and I didn't realize this was coming out next year. It's probably going to come out late, but I am super excited for this. Is the DC Comics Clayface movie? I'm
excited for that.
crazy excited for that.
Especially because I
Yeah.
like the director Darren Aronofsky. Like he's probably going to actually be creative with it.
Yes. And it's going to be a body horror. He's one of my favorite characters from the show and the comics. It better be fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But for everything, but for like the other films you listed, this new Spider-Man: Brand New Day, Avengers: Endgame, Supergirl, I'm not really
dude.
confident in them.
Oh, no. They're probably going to suck, but I'm going to watch them. Oh, Mandalorian and Grogu.
Grogu. Oh wait, that's another thing we could talk about. Kathleen Kennedy, she's out as CEO of Lucasfilm.
You're right.
It's now it's Dave Filoni. Dave, who wears the cowboy hat, boy.
Hey, man, we're going to make you some Star Wars or something. So
This is another thing. This is another thing I said when on Dark Hour stream when we were discussing rumors about it that ended up being true. But Kathleen Kennedy, like, it was obviously going to be like honestly going to have to step down at some point because there was no way another Star Wars trilogy would be overseen by her. Because the sequel trilogy was a disaster in terms of like
you didn't like it?
like huh?
Oh, you didn't
Nobody
like
liked it. Nobody liked it. That's the point. Like everyone hated it. Like it was divisive. People no, I have yet to meet anyone who likes Rise of Skywalker. Like sure you have contrarians who like The Last Jedi, but Jesus Christ, like how do you fumble a cash cow like Star Wars so badly? And even like if you ignore Star Wars, which you absolutely shouldn't when you're talking about Lucasfilms, like she constantly had like projects that weren't getting made that she greenlit but weren't getting made, and just like other failures, like other IPs failing under her, like the Willow reboot, the Indiana Jones reboot. So yeah, like her stepping down was only a matter of time. She had nothing really to show for it other than Andor and Rogue One, I guess.
I will say this. Skeleton Crew, I loved it. Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't watch it.
That's a continuation of the Star Wars and Clone Wars show, right?
But it was
No. So
oh wait, no, yeah, that's a different one. Yeah,
Skeleton Crew is like a kids movie. It's a show, but it's like Goonies meets Star Wars. It's so different than everything. It's like it literally, like, it features, the main characters are like 6-year-olds. Like it is a kids movie, but it is genuinely really fun. Like it's one season. The story is confined to one thing. It's like a pirate ship drama. Like it's like Goonies meets Star Wars. Like I said a second ago, I do recommend it. That is a fun watch. But everything else, Ahsoka.
Wasn't it made by the guys who did Everything Everywhere
Was it?
all at once? I think it was made by both of them.
I'm
right?
not sure.
It's
Skeleton
fun.
Crew?
I do stand by. I'm trying not to overhype it here, because it is like silly. But
Yeah.
maybe because I went into it with literally like the lowest expectations, and then I was like, I freaking love this, dude. This is fun as hell. It's absolutely just like a enjoyable movie. If it doesn't feel like the original Star Wars, but it doesn't feel like modern day Star Wars. So that it has that going for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it, but I have heard of. I have read some these Star Wars novels. Uh, I like I'm missing so much about it, like information about it. But it's about these two kids that go on these adventures with like their grandparent or something, and they constantly run into these like horror monsters like in the universe. I forget what the series is called, but I read a couple of the books as a kid. It sounds similar to that.
Was it like the teen books? It was like actually made for like teens. Because I know
Let
they
me
had
actually look here.
series. Because I used to read a lot
Star
of Star Wars
Wars
books
little
too
kids
back
books.
in the day. Like Outbound Flight. Outbound Flight was pretty fire, and then
Galaxy
Death
of
Troop
Fear.
was cool.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Are these Star
Yeah.
Wars novels?
Yeah, these
They
are
were like
books.
kids books for like for middle schoolers.
Huh.
They're like Goosebumps but for Star Wars.
Oh, that sounds
Dude, the
fun.
prequels are goated, bro.
Dude, yeah.
I love.
Mark,
I don't even
Yeah.
care. I don't even care. I love episode 2. I would much rather watch episode 2 than any of the Disney Star Wars stuff. I
oh
don't
hell
care.
yeah, dude. Like people
care.
Yeah.
people shit on Attack of the Clones all the live long day. And I
Dude,
get
it's
it.
a murder mystery, like a mystery in Star Wars. It's cool, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Palpatine is easily one of the most compelling aspects of Star Wars, I would say. Just like his whole journey of how he attained power.
Dude, absolutely. Okay. And all right, we're getting off on a tangent here. I don't care. We're going to do it anyway. So, I want to ask you guys this. So you guys are Star Wars fans. The prophecy about how Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, will bring balance to the Force. What does that mean to you guys? Is this thing
He's
on?
going to
Pretty good.
like I guess like it means he's going to set things to equal, like, so there's going to be an equal amount of Jedi and Sith, like set
No.
things back to.
It has to do with like
not what it means?
because it comes from like because if
I
you
thought
look
that
at it in
too.
the context, if you look at it in the context of like just the books, like the extended universe, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense what that would mean. But if you look at it from the perspective of like George writing the movies back in the day, and it was just the movies, it's kind of more of like a Buddhist take. It's like it's just about like the power struggle of like the Force in general. But I'm sure there's like what's the actual answer?
So here's what it means, and this is why, like, going back, I love the prequels and the original. So here's what it is it's the dark side of the Force and the Sith, which, you know, use the dark side of the Force, is not something that is a part of the Force. That is, so basically what it is what the Jedi are supposed to be is the Jedi, you know, they kind of worship the Force. They're all about becoming one with it and enacting the Force's will. The dark side is when people use the Force and the power it grants them to achieve what they want. So they are bending the Force to their will rather than going along with the will of the Force. So the Sith are the ones that cause the Force to be unbalanced. It's supposed to be just the Jedi. When it's only Jedi, the Force is at balance. But here's the thing about the prequels is the prequels
yeah, 'cause
and the sequel, or not, and the original trilogy establish that the Jedi have essentially become Sith too. That's why the Jedi and Yoda and Mace Windu, they're not able to detect Palpatine, even though he's right there in front of them. Because, and they talk about that, how it's like our ability to use the Force is diminished. And it's because they've let politics seep into their order. And now they have, without realizing it, essentially become Sith too, which is why the Force basically had to wipe the slate clean. The Sith wiped out the Jedi, and then So it, in the when you only go by the movies, so it's only Palpatine, Vader, Luke, Leia, Obi-Wan, and Yoda. And then so by the end of Return of the Jedi, all of the original Jedi are gone and all of the Sith. And it shows that Luke was actually the only true Jedi in like 1,000 years. Because what's their name? Obi-Wan and Yoda wanted him to kill Vader, which was not the Jedi way. So they were not true Jedi. Will. Yes. Yeah. That's why I love Star Wars.
Dude.
Yeah, and I just realized that you could
right?
Yeah, I just realized that the prophecy can also apply to Anakin eventually killing Palpatine himself as Darth Vader. That also applies to the prophecy. Yeah,
because it's Anakin who so Anakin becomes a Jedi again in the end, killing Palpatine, and so it's just the two of them, and they basically are true Jedi once again. So.
Or is that technically him becoming a Jedi for the first time? Because he was raised to be a Jedi.
Right.
He was raised to kind of be like a bastardized version. That's a really good. I really like. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
but that's a great interpretation. Of course, though, it doesn't work because Rey has to come and she has to get the Force. The power of gayness and friendship, they come together, bro, and that's what the true meaning of Christmas is. Okay.
The Force can only be at balance when women kiss. That's the only thing.
When dudes are getting married, that's the only time it works.
Yeah, dude. They should have. That could be a rewrite. If you could have directed the sequels, what would you do? I got a couple.
Like take it place 1,000 years after the original trilogy. Just to start completely something new right off the bat. Don't ruin anything that came before. Don't touch that. If anything, just have the same. Just have the Force. Just have everything be the same. Both or have everything like the setting be the same, but different cast of and characters.
Or they could have done the Old Republic, like Knights of the Old Republic, because I'm a huge Kodar fan, and so is Atlas. Surprisingly, him and we both love that game. But I like Kodar is my favorite game ever made. And that's arguably my favorite time of Star Wars as well. Like, I love the lore and just like all the different things that go on. But a lot of the precursor problems that happen in the prequels with like the Jedi Order, you see a lot of that start in that time period, like with the Jedi Civil War and the politics being involved and all the Jedis kind of like, I guess essentially falling from what they're supposed to do, and you're what you're saying, like becoming like their own versions of Sith. That kind of all starts with that in a way. So they could have done that as long as they did it well. That would have been a good saga of movies they could have done 100%. But no, we don't get good things.
No, we don't.
Dude, and it's so crazy. I see like fan videos of like, here's what I would have done, and I'm like, dude, Hollywood is so gatekept. The Jews, okay, they had a good run in the 80s. Can we get some like other people in there now, like some actual creative storytellers, because everything just sucks now, man. And even did you guys see any of the concepts that they had for the sequel, or for the third movie? What is it called? Rise of Skywalker. What it was originally going to be is Duel of the Fates. Did y'all hear any of the concepts from that?
No, no. What were they?
Like just from Disney themselves? Because I know George Lucas made like a bullshit trilogy so he could get more money out of Disney.
Yeah,
he wrote like a screenplay.
So essentially, some of and they have concept art for it, but originally it was going to be, so it was J.J. Abrams directed the first one, and then Rian Johnson directed the second one. What's that called? Last Jedi? Yeah.
Last Jedi.
And that one got such a poor reception that Disney panicked and went back to J.J. Abrams, who of course made it infinitely worse. But But originally it was going to be Colin Trevorrow, who did direct Jurassic World, which of course, like no one was really excited about that. But their concepts for it was like there was going to be so instead of what's his name? Kylo Ren going to meet Palpatine, he meets like this ancient Sith being that teaches him how to like suck the Force essence out of living beings. Kind of like you saw where where Palpatine does it, but like in this one, it kills them. So he kind of becomes a Force vampire. And Rey, she gets blinded by a lightsaber. Like they fight at like the opening of the movie, and she gets blinded and has to like almost like relearn the Force or something. And what's his name? Luke Skywalker. There's a moment where like the ghost of Darth Vader shows up to talk to Kylo Ren and kind of like talk him down, the Force ghost. But it would be like his Force ghost was constantly shifting between Anakin and Darth Vader. And then they have like a Force ghost fight with like Vader. And like it's just a bunch of crazy shit, but it would have been better than what we got.
Yeah, I actually didn't finish Rise of Skywalker. I didn't see it in theaters because I hated Last Jedi so much, and then it came out on streaming, and I was super bored, so I was like, I'll finally watch it, and I got like maybe an hour, and I couldn't. I was like, dude, this is just like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening, man? But I mean, it is a good sign that Kathleen Kennedy is gone. Hopefully, there's some course correction, but I don't think it's ever going to be at the level it used to be as a franchise as a whole. Especially like the books and the writing, because they have trans clone troopers. They have books with like trans clone troopers and all this shit now. Yeah, it's like, dude, it's too tainted. It's too tainted. They'll have to retcon like everything that's come out in the past 10 years, or at least have some things that they like. Andor is kind of cool. They could leave Andor in there, but like, dude, the books, the extended universe, the comics, like they're trash. Like they just suck.
So I've actually, funny enough, everyone says Andor is the only good thing they made. That's like the only Disney Star Wars show I haven't seen.
Really?
Yeah. Is it? I've seen a lot of clips, so I basically know what happens. But
essentially, everyone who hates everything Disney Star Wars related, they say that is the one exception. If that's any endorsement,
it's not like the greatest thing ever, but it's good, and I like. You know how you said Skeleton Crew is kind of different? It feels different. Andor is in the same like ballpark. It feels like a different type of story, but it's set in the universe, and it's set in a way to where it's believable that it would take place in that universe. So that's why I like it. And I really do like. There's different arcs in like the first season. There's like 3 or 4 different arcs, and there's the third one takes place in this prison, and it's really good. It's like a pretty good like 3-episode story arc, and I mean, I like it. I don't think it's the greatest thing ever, but it's definitely a step in the right direction of what you would want, especially from a show.
Yeah, because see, I started it, and I didn't realize that's what it was, where it's like 3-episode arcs in a season. And so I made it to like the end of the first one where they're doing that heist on the planet with the shooting stars. And because I'm not the biggest fan of Rogue One. Everybody loves Rogue One, and I just think it's kind of mid. So I was like, I'm done. I just didn't finish it. But then everyone was like, no, it's the best thing ever. So yeah, you brought up, Tom, Dune.
Yes.
And I'm very excited for
Messiah, dude. Messiah or Dune 3, they changed the name or whatever. But it's gonna be good, bro.
yeah, I like the previous 2. I just hope Zendaya doesn't ruin it. She was really miscast for the role.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I mean, You also have to look at it from the perspective of them trying to get people to go watch that type of movie. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
that saw the first two just because she was in it. And I know a lot of people, like, I don't give a shit about Zendaya, but she is in Euphoria, and that's really popular with a bunch of chicks. It just is. So her with Timothy, it gets a lot of people that would have never seen a movie like that to go watch it, and it does give them money so they can make more. So I do kind of get the politics and the business side of things, but 100% she's not good for the role at all. Like, it sucks, but I get why they picked her.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think I mean, I don't think Zendaya is a good actress, but honestly, her role in the movie, I didn't think it was bad. I mean, here's the
It's
thing.
It's
it could be
She's
it's
better.
different from the original.
okay. I
That's my
understand
main
that,
problem. Yeah.
which I get. I know that in the source material, she is actually obsessed with Paul, and she's not
Mm.
like this aloof bitch. But here's the thing. I can't deny I thought they actually had some chemistry. She's not in the movie to an annoying degree, and I don't think her performance was terrible. So, me personally, I thought the first one was great, and I thought the second one was phenomenal. That's the like I do
Oh
not
yeah.
go see movies twice in the theater. I think in my entire life, I've seen maybe 5 movies total more than once in the theater, and that was one that I saw 3 times, and I was more than happy to do it. I love the second one. Um, and I
It's
think
one of the
Dune
best
is
looking
amazing.
films too. Like that, I
Mhm.
think that, like, especially the second film, from a visual standpoint, because that's what I really like about movies. I can appreciate a movie that has a shitty script. If there's something interesting going on visually, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. But this is this is an instance where the script's good, everything's good, but the visual aspect is so amazing. And it's going to be a timeless film, dude. Like 30, 40 years from now, it's still going to look just as good as it did when we saw it in IMAX.
Yes. And
Yeah.
here's the thing about it. I brought up earlier in the show about how if a movie has a liberal agenda or message, if it's good, I can get over that. Dune is a perfect example because it was written in the 70s by Herbert something. And it was basically an anti-messianic like story, which I'm a Christian, so obviously that doesn't jive with my worldview. But like so with that in mind, there is something to be said about what Zendaya is there for, which is the book is extremely subtle. Everyone in the book is has this religious devotion to Paul, which is the point. So for modern audiences, you do kind of need someone in there to spoon feed the message to the dummies. And another example of this is, did you guys ever see? It's an old movie. I think it's from the '90s. Was it Starship Troopers? You ever see that?
Yep.
Starship
Oh
Troopers?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
is like it is essentially the same movie in terms of the message, but Starship Troopers never lets up. So audiences at the time thought this was like a pro-fascist movie. And it's like, no, it's like a criticism of fascism. It's just done satirically. But with Dune, it's not a satire. It is kind of like a little like it's told through like undertones. Like you're basically seeing the story of the villain, but told through the villain's eyes. And but like a modern day audience, like most people, they're just not gonna get that. So you do need Zendaya to be like, whoa, guys, chill out, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my position on that is like, so first off, like Starship Troopers, like if you read the original books, like it's way different than what the director did, and that's kind of like why the Starship Troopers at the time got negative flack, because uh, they tried making like a pro-fascism allegory, like with bugs when they're fighting bugs, so that just didn't work. That just didn't work. Uh, but Dune, like the Frank Herbert, he wasn't necessarily anti-religion. He was more so like anti, like he was anti,
Messianic figure,
yeah,
like
yeah, or
chosen
just like
one.
yeah, yeah, people who like kind of Dune could be seen as a sort of criticism of heroes or mindless hero worship. Uh, viewing or just viewing trying to outsource all of your thinking to like one individual instead of thinking for yourself. And with that, like I find it to be a really great story. It's sort of like Lawrence of Arabia, to an extent, where someone's has this high opinion of themselves, like they look at themselves as this messiah when they're not. Like they're not a perfect person. They're a like they're a human being, just like the rest of us. They have their own faults. Uh, but where Zendaya fails for me personally is just Denis Villeneuve just didn't trust. To me, Denis Villeneuve, it felt as though Denis Villeneuve didn't trust the viewer's intelligence, and that you're not supposed to look at Paul as sort of like a hero per se, but just like a sort of grayish individual. And by having her just like be this nagging voice to it, like towards him all throughout the movie, it just becomes like grating at times because okay, like what is he supposed to do? He has to either become the Messiah or accept getting killed, him and his family getting killed off. He doesn't really have a choice, and that's what makes him a tragic figure and not really a villain, in my opinion. At least for the first two Dune movies, at least.
And then the third one, he's gonna go all psychotic, dude. And I hope they stick to their guns, bro. Because if they do, if they keep it the way they've been doing it, it will be fire. Like I know. So that comes out at the end of the year. And then like what? Like because you guys are right. There's not really a lot of stuff coming out this year that is too interesting. I know Silent Hill's fixing to come out. I'm probably going to see that just because I'm a big Silent Hill fan, but I'm not too hopeful for that because the last one was honestly just I don't even know what that was, bro. It was I don't. Do you guys like Silent Hill? I don't know if you guys have played the
I
games or
haven't played
seen
the
the
games
movies.
actually. I had to check them out on Steam.
They're
Um,
pretty good. They're pretty good.
I know the movies are kind of hit or miss,
The
but I
first one's
will.
good.
I don't. I haven't seen. I saw the one where they're like trapped on a rooftop.
Is that that might be the second one? Revelations. It's like the 3D one.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah, that one's not good at all.
Um, Markiplier is coming out with a movie called Iron Lung. Are y'all familiar with this?
Oh, dude, yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. You,
Yeah. Go
you
ahead,
think
Tom.
it's gonna be good? No, do you think it's gonna be good, or what's your expectations?
I don't know.
So,
Like you. All right, go ahead, Josh.
do you know what that is, Jack? You know what
Yeah,
Iron Lung is?
Yeah, I know who. Yeah, I know. I heard about the project. I heard about Markiplier, but here's the thing about YouTube, like YouTubers making movies, like it's 50-50 because you don't know like how talent you have no idea how talented of a writer they are. The guys who did Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, they were originally YouTubers,
yeah,
Mhm.
and those
Raka
turned out
Raka,
great. But yeah, Rucka guys,
dude, I used to
and
love their videos.
yeah, they still hold up. They're funny as fuck and have like great
Yes,
choreography. It's awesome. But on the other hand, you have like people like Chris Stuckman who are boring and they don't really indicate any ability like or have any indicator that they're great writers. And they put out something like Shelby Oaks, which is boring and doesn't have really great writing. So I don't know. Like, is Markiplier a good writer? I don't know him anything other than like making funny faces while playing Five Nights at Freddy's. So I'll keep my mind open, but I don't know.
because
Not really excited or
I mean, because
interested.
The Iron Lung game, I think he's the reason why that game became popular because he played that too back on YouTube. Because that was like a, I don't have y'all guys played the game?
I've not
No, I
played
haven't
it, but
played
I
it.
know of it. I know So, Jack, this is actually going to be a one-room movie because there. He's like on an alien planet where it's all ocean, but the ocean is blood. And like, what was it like? Just all of a sudden, one day, all the planets in the universe just disappeared. So the only survivors were people that were in space stations.
Yeah, and then they go to this planet, and it's basically all, like you said, it's an ocean of blood, and they have to look for like these minerals or some shit. That's the reason why they're there. But like the game was like very claustrophobic and weird. So I don't know how it's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be a great movie, but it's definitely gonna be interesting because he's writing it, he's directing it, and he's starring in it. So I don't know, man. Like it's crazy.
I had the Wikipedia article brought up. Let me just read out the gameplay real quick. The player controls a first-person silent protagonist who pilots a midget submarine. Gameplay is set entirely within the one-room submarine with little room to move. The submarine is controlled using its navigational equipment at the front. The submarine's heading and position are displayed with a minimalist interface. The submarine lacks any viewing ports, and the player cannot exit it, forcing them to use their map and the submarine's camera to navigate the game map. At certain points, the player must use the submarine camera to take photographs, which reveal surroundings and details about the area the player is in. Events occur throughout the game, including scripted decreases in oxygen and pressure, which do not affect gameplay. So, do you guys think like a film can work with that premise, or do you think there has to be like significant creative liberties made to make it work more?
I'd throw in some creative liberties, but I would say it would probably be. It has the potential to be a good movie if you don't know the ending, which I feel like because it's based off a video game, most people do. So it could be redundant, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'll have to play the game first and then check out the movie, I guess.
You could just watch somebody play it, dude. Just like you don't gotta buy it and play it.
All right,
But yeah, I mean, it's because like you were saying earlier, like how good would he be at writing a script? Because he's doing a lot of things at the same time, and he's never done this before. So we'll have to see. But I would argue that Markiplier is way more of an interesting, exciting person than Chris Stuckman, because that guy's just a bitch, bro. That guy's a cuck. he's so boring. Ever since he was like,
I'm not going to negatively review movies anymore because I want to love movies.
Mean.
I don't want to be a hater.
It's mean, and I'm gonna make a movie and it's gonna suck, and I don't want people to criticize me. So it's like, yeah, dude. Like I don't.
Is that what
I don't
he
know?
said?
But yeah, he stopped like giving movies ratings. He does like a weird system now because he doesn't want to be a movie hater. He wants to be positive. Wants to be positive.
And they started including gambling ads into his video. Catered towards kids, like for the SpongeBob movie.
Just put the fries in the bag, Chris.
Flip the patty, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is going to be interesting for the Iron Lung.
So,
but there's
I've got a question for y'all. We've actually ended up talking a lot about video game adaptations into movies. I want to ask, is there any video game out there you guys like that you would like to see adapted into a movie? Let's just say it's a dream world where you know it's going to be good. What would you like to see adapted into a movie from a video game?
There's a lot. I would have to say first off is probably BioShock. BioShock would be fire if they did that well, especially if the visuals were on point. And they could do all three of them. I don't care.
So far, I've thought the Fallout TV show adaptation has been really good.
Oh
no!
I haven't seen it, but I've seen a lot of people hate it and love it.
Do you play the games, Josh?
No. But so since the show came out, this is gonna sound. When Fallout 4 came out, what was it, 10 years ago now? I got it for Christmas, and I got to like the opening of the game, and I got to a section where I had to open a door with lock picks, and I broke all the lock picks I had, and was like, "Fuck this! I'm done with this game." So
Bro,
I
didn't even
listen.
try.
You have to improve your
Games
lockpicking stats.
games like Red Dead 2, like just games where you have to like do chores and stuff to survive. I play video games to be Spider-Man and Batman. Like
Bro, dude, the
it's
Red Dead's cool though, because you can just be this badass guy who's running around like robbing shit, just
so
shooting people. Like it's the ultimate Western like role play, you know?
so with Red Dead 2, this is how much of like a baby I am when it comes to video games. So you've heard why I quit Fallout. With Red Dead 2, I was playing it and I just I found like the bounty hunter side missions, and that was so much fun. I was doing all the bounty hunter side missions, and I did the last one, which was like in the snowy mountains. And then I completed it, and all I had left was like story mode. And story mode was like on the other side of the map. And I was like, okay, how do I fast travel? And there was no fast travel. And I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. And then I never picked it up again.
Bro. Oh man, come on. Well,
Now I
you
know
don't
it's
like
a good
open
game.
world.
I know it's a good game. No. I don't mind open world. It's just like I don't like inventory games. I don't like crafting games. I don't enjoy that.
So okay. So I can get why you don't like Fallout, but
Yeah.
you think the show's good though. Because
Yes.
I'm a huge Fallout nerd. I grew up playing Fallout 1 and 2 back when I used to live with my grandparents when I was like really young, and they had this old computer, and the only games I could play were from like the 90s. So I
Yeah.
played Thief, I played GTA, the first GTA, which is top down, and then I played Fallout 1 and 2. So I love Fallout. I love Fallout 3, New Vegas. I kind of like 4. So I'm a huge Fallout nerd. I love the lore, and the show is just like it's kind of
So
insulting.
really, because I'll tell you this, since watching the show, I have been absorbing Fallout lore through YouTube. Like I love lore. I could watch lore videos of anything, even things I don't like or watch just all the live long day. I love good lore, and Fallout is really fun. Like it's a fun
Yes.
world. Like I was just watching a video today after church about Frank Horrigan. It was
Oh
like
my
a
God,
24-minute video about Frank Horrigan and his origins and whatnot. It's fun.
Yeah, the lore is really good, but that's why the show is just so. So first of all, they keep retconning stuff, especially in season 2. They completely have just been shitting on New Vegas, like all the factions, everything that's gone on. They take all these complex factions and characters, like the Legion, for example, which, the whole point with the Legion is they're all about power, they're about slavery, all these different things. So a lot of people would say, oh, they're bad guys. But when you go and play the game and you talk to Kaiser and you have this dialogue with him, he's like a philosopher and he's not an idiot and he's smart and he's like a very intelligent person. You'd be like, all right, this guy would be a leader in a post-apocalyptic setting. It makes sense. And even the arguments they have for the reason why they're so brutal, it's like, okay, yeah, they do have slavery, but there's no raiders in their borders. Oh yeah, they do have this, but it's like people are fed and they're protected. And in a post-apocalyptic environment, that would make sense to a lot of people. And then you watch the show and it's like they're all bumbling idiots. And
Okay.
it's like they can't take villains or more controversial aspects of the Fallout universe seriously. They always have to do that minimal or millennial writing where it's all funny and everybody's just an idiot.
So-
and it's just, yeah, it's so insulting. It's like, dude, we could have so much more because the visuals in the show look amazing. And I love so much about it, but like the characters, the writing, which makes Fallout what it is, just sucks. And then they retcon a bunch of stuff. They added all this communist bullshit to the subplot. They fucked up Mr. House. They're basically making him a copy carbon of the dude from BioShock, the main guy. I forget his name. The dude who builds the Rapture.
Mr. House.
Well, they're
No,
making
Mr.
House
House.
more like that guy. Like Rand or whatever. It's something, I forget his name, but
Is
he's
it Bioshock Infinite is Constantine? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll give you that. So far, season 2 has been disappointing. I will give you that. And honestly, I wish they would do what Fallout, mainly all the Fallout games really do, is have a time jump and have it be in a different place, and then you kind of start from scratch. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
have the Fallout show be an isolated event. You know what I mean? Because like Fallout 1, season 1, it has of course it has references. Like of course, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not over the top. Like it ending with him going to New Vegas was like the oh shit, like the Marvel thing. And then now, like you're absolutely right, where Caesar's Legion is retarded. You know what I mean? And another thing is like also just an aside, the relationship between Lucy and the ghoul, their whole like friendship dynamic, it's so forced. They are putting how did I word it when I was talking with a buddy of mine? They're putting plot development ahead of character development. So there's all of these like things that are going on that haven't been revealed yet. Like, which first off, okay, what they're doing is they're setting up the Enclave. We know what the Enclave is from Fallout 2. You know what I mean? So there's no big secret. They're doing like this reveal of like, oh, there's some other greater force at hand. And then like Lucy and the ghoul are having all this like forced character development. I'm like, that should happen. That should be built up to, you know what I mean? It's all out of whack. So season 2 is not as good as season 1. It's ongoing, so I'm holding out hope. But me, I don't know about you. So BioShock would definitely be a fun show to watch visually, if anything. Even if the show sucked, it would be fun visually. I would like to see the Infamous games adapted into a movie.
Ooh, dude, that would be cool.
I loved those
OG
games.
PlayStation, dude.
Yeah,
Those were
that was
fun.
good stuff.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking at this from a different point of view, which is that I kind of want an open world or an open world game or games with minimal to little to no plot getting adapted with a good director or writer expanding on it with an individual story set within that world. Because with a lot of video game adaptations, I feel as though the problem is not only do people not understand, do the writers not understand the like the appeal of the games, but they also tried to condense a lot of the plot into quickly into a movie or show format, when you can't do that because the overall stories of the game is much longer and they have more to work with to deliver that story. But if you have like a better Minecraft movie, for instance, you could just, you still have the world, but have a bunch of original characters and have your own plot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that.
So what's the game?
Is it just Minecraft? Because that's like what I'm thinking when
I mean, like a better Minecraft movie would be a good one, but I would also like to think Subnautica would be a good.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
If you guys have heard of that.
Subnautica's sick.
That would be fun, dude. That would be a fun movie.
Yeah, it would.
There's
a bunch
there's
of
a lot
people.
stuff like that.
Just a bunch of people like working together to get off this shitty like water planet with everything trying to eat them. Like that'd be a compelling movie idea.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to make a live action Far Cry.
Oh, yeah, if they would, I feel like they would just do three. They would just do three storyline. A three storyline would be actually kind of fire if they did that into a movie.
Far Cry 3. That's the one with the island, and it's the guy who's like, he said the same
Boss.
joke 3 times already. I don't think it's funny anymore.
Yeah.
That
Boss.
guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays
Just like-
Nacho in Better Call Saul
That's
too.
right. He does.
a good
Yeah.
actor,
You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that one would be sick. There's just so many, dude. Like Far Cry, it has the and they could do Far Cry 5, like the one that's in America, because it's like it's this doomsday cult, and it's like, you know, they send in like the FBI or whatever to infiltrate them, and then they get lost, and it's like that's a cool idea, you know. It's like that would work. What's another good one that would be a good film? A Mass Effect would be good. I feel like Mass Effect
Ooh.
would be fire. Dragon Age, I'd love to see Dragon Age.
Okay. So,
Dude, Monkey Ball, fuck it. Let's do Monkey Ball.
I don't know what that is.
OG GameCube, bro. We'll do Shamu. We'll do the Shamu World Adventure. We'll adapt that. Dude, have y'all played that game, by the way?
No,
Monkey
I don't know
Ball,
what that
Dude,
is.
all right, so Shamu's Adventure, it
Oh,
came out on the
Wait,
GameCube.
Shamu or Shenmue?
No, Shamu, like the
Oh,
like
Shamu.
SeaWorld.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay,
SeaWorld
okay.
made a game. It was this platforming adventure game. It came out in the GameCube and PS2. I played that when I was a kid. So first of all, the game's actually really fucking hard, but the story is insane. You start off in SeaWorld, and you have like this old walrus who's like your mentor. He gets kidnapped by the Kraken. He gets kidnapped by the Kraken, and he gets taken to like the depths of Atlantis. And so Shamu has to go on this adventure to Atlantis, and it ends with you killing Neptune. You fight Neptune and you kill him, which is crazy because that came out like 2 years before God of War 3, where in that game you kill Poseidon. So Shamu technically killed a version of Poseidon before Kratos.
Dude.
It's like, dude, Pixar needs to get on that like right now, bro. I would go watch it.
Yeah.
Illumination.
God of War would be
Go ahead.
God of War would be a good animated series if the writers were competent.
Oh yeah.
You know
There's
what could actually be a really fun absurdist comedy if it were adapted from video games to live action would be Destroy All Humans. Did y'all ever play that game?
Bro.
I loved that game as a kid.
Yeah, I did.
That game was so much fun.
That
I
could
love
be a
the
really
indie.
fun comedy if they adapted that. That would be cool. Furo.
would be.
Or was it Furo? What was the alien's name?
I
Oh,
forget,
Crypto.
but I just-
It was Crypto.
Crypto, yeah.
Crypto.
And the Furon was their species name. Dude, that game was awesome, bro. I'm not gonna lie though, that Shamu game sounds cool as hell.
Bro,
They made
I'm
a
telling you,
Shamu game. Oh god.
Shamu's like Great Adventure, or World's Adventure, whatever. And it was hard. It's a kid's game, but it wasn't easy. You could die super quickly. The puzzles were, because older games, they didn't give a shit. Like they would just make them as hard as possible. But dude, the story's crazy because the Kraken and the moments where you have to fight the Kraken, it's kind of like induces a lot of anxiety because you have to swim away from him because he's so powerful, and the camera's at a different angle. It's like a horror game for that part. But dude, it's crazy, bro. Adapt it. We got to get James Gunn on that right now.
Get it. You can put in your gay little soundtrack. Now, not a video game, but us talking reminded me of this. I swear to God, I would kill a person if it meant that they would make a live action Ben 10 movie. Please.
Ooh.
I don't care if it's shit. Please, Cartoon Network, work with somebody. Make me, and I'll direct it. I'll make you the best Ben 10 movie there ever was or could be.
Well, they made two.
Please.
Well,
No.
made two of them, but they're just for TV.
Yeah, no. I'm talking get with Warner Bros, get with whoever, get with somebody and make a real Ben 10 movie. It could be so good, dude. I loved that show as a kid, and it has potential. There's potential with like the stories, you know what I mean? It could be so fun.
Ben 10 was sick.
Ben 10 was the GOAT. And have it be a trilogy, and you do it in the different times. So the first movie is Ben 10, like the original show, like where he's 10 years old and first gets the watch. The second movie, you times jump to when he's a teenager, and then the third movie time jumps to when he's an adult. That would be awesome, dude.
That'd work.
In the third movie, you can have it be like a time travel thing, so you get the past two versions of him show up and help.
Dude. Like the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
But Ben 10.
Yes. Let's go, dude. I think we're gonna wrap here in just a minute. But I'll give you guys the chance to bring up anything you guys are looking forward to, any last things you wanted to talk about before we wrap. I'll start us off by saying, did either of y'all watch Pluribus? It's a show, not a movie. But have y'all seen
Vince
that?
Gilligan's new show, from the creator of Breaking Bad. Yeah, I've seen it. It's good. I enjoy it. I will tell people, oh, you don't like it?
No.
I will say that it's a bit slower, or like any new show, it takes its time. You have to take time with it for you to get immersed. And yeah, like the best way I could describe it is that it attempts to communicate, to be a conversation about the virtues of individualism and the virtues of collectivism, and these two opposing philosophical views are finding each other, and it becomes frustrating, the messenger for individualism are a couple of misfits or outcasts, who have flaws, and that sort of makes it, and that kind of makes it compelling to me, because the main character, who is one of such misfits, is someone who relies on collectivism to make a living for herself, to survive. So she's kind of a loser, and it does a good job of challenging that viewpoint, of this hyper individualistic libertarian mindset. But it also criticizes this collectivist thinking too. So that's what I enjoy about it.
So here's the thing. Do you even know what we're talking about, Tom?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know what show you guys are talking about.
Yeah, where we get there's an infection from space, and it turns everyone into a hive mind except for 11 people. And here's the thing. My problem is not with the show or the message. My problem is with the pacing. This should have just been a movie. My problem with it is when a show, because when it comes to making shows, I like TV shows, especially these days, because you can tell a story where it kind of needs to take its time to get to where it's going. But conversely, sometimes things that should be in movies get made into shows, and that's what it is, where you have episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 of this show are really good, and then it's 8, 9 episodes. The next 5 episodes are just episode 4 over and over and over again, and it's boring. Eventually, the show just hits a wall, and it's boring. It's not a slow burn, because there's no. It just ends. There's no really development. Yeah, there's no development. So I was not a fan. I do not recommend Pluribus.
All right, that's fair.
Okay.
But wait, Tom, do you have anything to say?
So I would say, because we talked a lot about shows, but when it comes to movies, I know we talked about this before we went live, but what were y'all's favorite movies from 2025?
Well, in preparation for this, I made a last-minute list of 10 movies I'd consider the best and 10 movies I'd consider the worst, if you'd like me to go over them briefly.
Go for them.
Which list first? Best?
Best.
Oh, okay. Since you've got a big long list, I'll just say my favorite was Weapons. I thought Weapons was excellent. It was surprisingly entertaining. It was fun. It was funny. And it is a horror movie, but it's not very scary. It's a horror movie that you can watch with your mom. I think,
Yeah.
like it's creepy and unsettling at times, but it's not bring her back where it's like, all right, I need to like take a bath or something, you know, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it made me feel gross and depressed. It's a fun movie. I loved Weapon. It was, and I think I enjoyed it a lot because I was surprised by it. I was like, that was a good movie. So mine is Weapons. What about you, Tom?
Oh, well, Weapons was really good. I'm glad I finally watched it. But for me, it was definitely Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc. I'm a big
Mm.
Chainsaw Man fan. I've been waiting, for technically for this since 2019, and they took their time with the movie. I really like how it was actually paced really well. The animation was peak. The voice acting for the sub and dub are both really good. In fact, there's some parts where I prefer the English over the Japanese and then vice versa. So they all did a really good job. The soundtrack is awesome. Like if you guys go watch the final fight scene between the main character and the villain and then just listen to music, it's amazing, dude. It was so energetic, it was so good. It doesn't waste any time. It doesn't take too long. It's only like 90 minutes. So for me personally, I felt like it was a really great movie experience, and everyone I know that went to go see it, even people who don't like the anime, they liked the movie. So for me, it's Chainsaw Man 100%.
Is Chainsaw
Yeah.
Man that like manga or anime where the guy has
Yep.
like chainsaws for arms and a head?
Yeah,
Yep.
he has
Okay.
a
You'll like it,
ripcord
Josh.
connected to his heart. He rips it, and then he gets chains coming out. It's raw, bro. It's one of the coolest fucking things ever made.
Mm.
Yeah, you'll
And
probably like it if you like Deadpool before he became Reddit, Josh. You'll like it.
oh yeah, oh yeah. It
I
gets.
like the
Are
first
there
one.
some weird things? There's some weird stuff in it, but I mean, it's Japanese. It's gonna have some weird shit in it. But it's like, dude, if you have good reading comprehension, and if you can kind of tell why certain characters are the way they are and the situations they're in, it makes total sense. Like if you existed in that world and if you went through the same things, it makes sense why they act the way they do. So I love it. And the movie's awesome. The animation's peak.
That
So highly
actually,
recommend it.
I know we're kind of backtracking here, but that actually reminds me. Jack, you brought up what video games adaptations would you like to see? Like Dark Souls or Bloodborne. That could be a good one where it's
Oh,
like you
Those will
have
be
an
good. Those will be
isolated
good. Yeah.
story within it. You
well,
know?
we're getting a Elden Ring from Alex
Oh,
Garland
okay.
in like 2 years or whatever. So if he does a good job with that, we might get Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Yeah,
That'd
but
be cool.
that's a great point, Josh, of just having, instead of being the main character, you're just another separate character in that universe, interacting with all the bosses and other characters within the the setting. That'd be a great story.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Another good
yeah,
video game I'd love to see adapted into a movie is Blasphemous. I don't know if y'all have ever played that, but that game
I got it
is
for
dude.
Christmas.
awesome.
I bought it on Steam for Christmas. I'm going to play that and Blasphemous too. I'll let you guys know what I think.
So good.
All right.
I almost like donated to the Kickstarter when that was a thing, but I didn't, and I still haven't played it. But I know it's peak.
It's so cool. It's visually awesome. It's an awesome story. I love it. But Jack, what are your best and worst movies of 2025?
All right. So starting off with number 10, I have Eddington from director Ari Aster. He's the guy who did Hereditary and Midsummer and Beau's Afraid. I didn't really like Beau's Afraid, but Eddington is really good because it's a political satire, but everyone gets satirized. And its main point is that there are grifters everywhere who are just trying to who don't necessarily believe what they're trying to tell you, but they just want to like cash in on momentary glory. And I think everyone can agree that that is the case for certain individuals on both sides. So
I
I
did
just
like
really
that.
like that. Yeah. Number 9 is Weapons. Like Josh, I really enjoyed this. At one point, this was my favorite film of the year for 2025. I really like the plot structure. It has where it showcases different perspectives of the characters, and only for it all to come together in the end. And it also has like a lot to say about how we need to come together as a community. Otherwise, things just slowly get out of hand, and we get taken advantage of. And the people who suffer the most are our children, which is who are the most vulnerable in society. Number 8 is an Iranian film called "It Was Just an Accident." Now, this
That's
this is
crazy.
probably going to be me at my most pretentious, but this played at Cannes Film Festival and a bunch of other film festivals, and it's routinely it received like the biggest accolades and awards compared to other films. And if you guys don't know the director, let me try to look up his name real quick.
It's
His name is
Amada
Jafar.
Bujagudra. Jafar, no way,
Muhammad.
dude.
Not too far off, but this guy gets fucked over by his government, man. Like he makes films critical of the Iranian regime, and he gets like thrown in prison. And
Oh.
this film is essentially him giving his gripes and grievances in the form of political prisoners who are contemplating over whether or not they should kill a guy they suspect was the one torturing them while they were in captivity or being held by him. And it's a great. Now you may think like, oh, since he's political, since the director was was arrested, like tortured by his government, and is critical of the Iranian regime, it's just getting rewards to pander. But no, it stands on its own as a great film, and I highly recommend it. It has a lot to say of like whether or not you should take revenge, and it actually weighs the costs of performing such an action and not performing such an action. So yeah, highly recommend that. Number 7 is Warfare, directed by Alex Garland. Have you guys heard of this?
Yeah, I saw that one.
No.
That one was
very
pretty good.
gritty and very intense of a real life situation where a bunch of soldiers were under fire and had to escape this really like fucked up situation. I'm not a soldier, like I'm not a veteran. I've never seen combat, but try watching it with Zeb when you can, Josh, because I'm curious to see what his takeaways are.
Zeb doesn't like movies. That'll take some convincing. I got him to watch Master and Commander, which he enjoyed.
Okay. But yeah, Warfare. I thought it was pretty good. Number 6 is The Phoenician Scheme, directed by Wes Anderson. This is pretty underrated. I found this to be an underrated choice from people. I really love the plot structure. It's about Benicio del Toro playing a billionaire, like a heartless billionaire who's going from place to place to get this one final project off the ground, while also trying to reconcile with his daughter. Really, really good. Number 5. Now, I don't know how Tom feels about this, but a lot of people don't seem to appreciate this movie, but it's One Battle After Another. And the reason I say that is because beyond beyond the politics, it does tell a good story. And even then, with the politics, I'd say it does, because we talked about this before, Josh, but the characters who enact like the radical politics, like the Antifa losers, like they're portrayed. I feel that they are portrayed as losers, and they get punished for enacting political violence. Like the main black lady, the black pregnant lady, she
Ugh.
who shoots a black security guard. She's a bitch, and she's kind of acknowledged as a bitch in the film.
Yeah, I mean, because from a filmmaking standpoint, it's really solid. It's really well made. There's a lot of performances I really like. Sean Penn does an amazing job. Like, as a dude who's acting, that's really good. But when it comes to the story, like you're saying, it portrays them as being losers. That's because we already see people like Antifa as being losers. I have a lot of friends personally who aren't on the same, you know, aisle I am as when it comes to politics. They like Antifa, they like all these things. So when they talk about that movie, they get the opposite effect. So if anything, the movie kind of just shows a mirror. It like mirrors whatever you kind of view in the real world. But
Sort of
like
like
at
a
the very
Rorschach
end
test.
with the daughter, yeah, with the very end with the daughter being a freedom fighter, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to this protest. It's 3 hours away," and she like it the message of the film is it kind of in a way does try to paint them as being positive. It's just to us they're so unlikable and retarded because that's just how they are in real life, you know? But to them they're
Yeah,
heroes and it's the greatest thing ever.
yeah, and I understand that, but I guess what I appreciate about the film is it's essentially Paul Thomas Anderson saying, "Hey, like, quit being violent retards because it's not accomplishing anything. Because life is just one battle after another. Like, you don't have to be a violent schizophrenic retard when you don't have to. You can just like live. You can just live. You can just raise a family, just live a normal life, uh, and just survive and make a difference that way. And that's just why I appreciate it about it.
You like
I mean
black
that's a
girls?
good point. You like black girls? Cuz I love
Because I
them.
love them.
Love 'em. I'm not going to lie, the part like that movie I did enjoy it. Um it's just I wouldn't put it above Weapons,
Yeah, that's fair. Like,
you know.
this is just a list I came up with like on the spot. So I'm just
I'll be
maybe
honest.
I'll rearrange them in like a couple months or so.
I'm a little biased because I've got Leonardo DiCaprio fatigue, um, especially after Don't Look Up. That
That movie was terrible. One
and
out of
it
10.
I
I hated
You
it.
know what? I actually disagree. I actually liked Don't Look Up.
really.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that might have to be a whole other conversation, but no, go on.
All
What were you
right.
I
saying?
just like
So
it. Like his performance where he's just like screaming. I'm over it. It was fun
I
in
get
Wolf
it.
on Wall Street. Let's I don't know. Let's calm down, Leo.
I like Leo. Did you see the one with Indians where he was what was that one?
Uh
The
Oh,
yeah.
the Martin Scorsese movie,
Yeah.
Excuse
Killers of
me.
the Flower Moon.
Yeah,
It's
I thought that
boring.
one was okay. It's very long,
The
yeah, but
problem
I thought it
the
was
problem was that I didn't like the perspective. I wish it was from like the native, like the victim's perspective, because it would have been more compelling that way instead of just like the mobster's perspective or
I
the
kind of
killer's
liked it.
perspective.
I kind of liked it just cuz you don't ever see Leo play a character like that where he's kind of the bad guy. So that's what I enjoyed, but if you don't like Leo then I get it. Um
Yeah.
but I did enjoy Don't Look Up, but not for the reasons that were intended by the director.
Was it because it was just retarded? Like I did enjoy Timothy Chalamet's performance in that,
Oh yeah.
where he was
But
just an idiot.
like the part at the end when they all die, you know, when everybody dies, I felt like that's actually a very good scene. It's just the point the movie's trying to make is from the perspective of like climate change. Like that's really the
Mhm.
reason why they made that movie because of
Mm.
Leo and the director. They're big like they're big on that. But for me personally, I kind of got like you know how you talked about Eddington, they kind of had like that political satire for everybody, which I really liked Eddington a lot more than I thought I would. And I was even going to make a video talking about some characters from that movie because I feel like
You
it plays
should.
a pretty Yeah, because it's not really just on the movie itself, but like on certain things the movie talks about that is actually like a real thing people do. But the grifting is definitely part of it. But the political satire, I got that kind of in the same way with Don't Look Up. It kind of makes fun of everybody. Like, I love the part where all the people who are wearing the hats and that say "Don't look up" and they look up and they're like, "She fucking lies!" Like, dude, it's like it was so funny. Um, I just don't think the message they were trying to send was the message I got, but I did enjoy it.
It was,
And
yeah, it was extremely surface level messaging
oh
about how
yeah,
you don't trust the
yeah.
science. Politicians are retarded, you know. Excuse me, but go on, Jack.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so number 4 is Begonia, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. He did. He also directed Poor Things, The Favorite, The Lobster, Killing of a Sacred Deer. He's a director I really enjoy. Begonia, if you guys haven't seen it, it's about Emma Stone. She plays a rich lady who gets kidnapped by Jesse Plemons and his like autistic cousin because they believe that she's an alien, and the entire movie is pretty much her being held hostage, with her trying to convince Jesse Plemons that she's not an alien. And this is a remake of a South Korean movie, Our Beautiful Green Planet, I believe it's called. I saw it before. I thought Begonia was way better because, especially with the ending and what the overall message is, which is something I agree with. You guys will, if you guys haven't seen, you'll probably like the ending too.
I know of it. I haven't seen it yet. What are 2 and 1?
Oh wait, so three. Yeah, so 3, 2, and 1. 3 is Sentimental Value. It's a foreign film. No Other Choice, South Korean film directed by Park Chan-wook. And Mari Supreme is my favorite. Now, Josh, I know
There
that
we go,
you
yeah.
like have a disagreement with Mari Supreme.
Yes. So I saw it. And I thought it was one of these things because it is kind of like an underdog story. And I guess it is a more, excuse me, a more realistic one because Marty Supreme, played by Timothy Chalamet, is an asshole. Like he takes advantage of people. He lies. He steals to become a ping pong man, a professional ping ponger. And
Yep.
honestly, I kind of like Kevin O'Leary in the movie. I was
Yeah,
genuinely
he was
shocked. I was like,
really
what the
good.
hell is Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank? Or all right. So there was just a lot where it was like, I don't know what they were getting at. Like his whole affair with Gwyneth Paltrow. Um, it was just like watching this scummy guy scum his way to a ping pong tournament, and then he has a kid in the end. It just left me going like, all right.
Yeah, I guess it's the same reason I enjoy Good Time and Uncut Gems, because they have a similar premise of a scummy guy, like scamming people or just taking advantage of other people for his own ends, and only to in the end realize that he was a piece of shit, and like nothing he did throughout the nothing they did throughout the movie really amounted to anything positive. In Good Time, Robert Pattinson's character is a guy who has a high opinion of himself, and he thinks he's helping his, helping his brother out, his family out,
You mean
but really
Timothy
he's by
Chalamet?
the end, huh? Oh no,
Timothy.
like I'm going like through like Good Time, Uncut Gems, and then
Oh,
Mari
oh.
Supreme. So like there is a consistent message like through these 3 films. Like
Good
Robert
Time was
Pattinson's
good.
character has a high opinion of himself. He thinks he's trying to help his family, but really he's just dragging them down. In Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler's character Howard Ratner is like obsessed with gambling, and he's obsessed with the high. And even when he wins, he just goes back into that thinking, and anyone around him, even like idiot thugs, understand that, which is why he gets the ending he got in that movie. Marty, on the other hand, is like a really young and naive guy who, him being Jewish, like this, Marty Supreme is a very Jewish movie. It's a very Jewish movie, and that actually plays a role, like in this historical context, because of the Holocaust. This takes place in the 1950s, so the Jewish community like is really united with each other. There needs to be this collective unity. Marty isn't interested in that, and he wants to rise above that. And because of that, he's willing to scam, cheat, steal, do whatever to accomplish that. But by the end, and in so doing, he burns all these bridges with his family and friends. And by the end, like he doesn't have anything to show for it. But now he has a kid, and that's him finally realizing that, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a retard. Like, what am I going to do now? So that's what I liked about it. It's just it's just a cautionary tale with a bunch of great originality in its script with a sequence of events, which I really appreciate. And really, that's what wins me over with what I would consider the best of my year lists. Impressive filmmaking and clever script writing.
So here's the thing I would say about Marty Supreme is it doesn't seem like he had any change of heart at the end of the movie. He had like scammed over the same people, the girl he knocked up and got pregnant. He had like scammed her over and taken advantage of her many times. And at the end of the movie, when his daughter is born, it's kind of like, is he changed? You know what I mean? Like, is he on the up and up now? It just didn't come across that way.
Yeah, that's fair. Like it is left open. It is left open-ended and open to interpretation.
So speaking of the Holocaust, that actually reminds me of one movie that came out this year that I saw. Nuremberg. Did either of y'all see that?
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
How was it even good, or was it like super what I think it's gonna be?
It was exactly what you thought it was gonna be. And it was so funny, which the movie almost, so it's not, I don't recommend it. It's not very entertaining at all. And they straight up have Holocaust, like the real footage in the movie. It literally at one point just becomes a Holocaust documentary where they show the like mass graves and stuff like that or whatever. And so I was like, well, all right, in a PG-13 movie. And here's the thing. They shoot themselves in the foot because during the actual Nuremberg trials, like the whole movie leading up to it is Russell Crowe, right? Who plays Herman Boring. It's his relationship with his psychologist. And he's talking about how he's going to be exonerated. He's going to not be found guilty. And in court, he makes the case that any mass extermination of the Jews he did not know about. And this was done by subordinates, and it was not the official policy of the Nazi parties to exterminate the Jews. And in the courtroom, he like dunks on them, where in the memo that they bring up as evidence that he was the one who called it, he points out at the very beginning, he says, what's the word I'm thinking of? Deportations, that he wanted to deport the Jews. And it literally, and it literally says that in his thing that they brought up as evidence. So he dunks on them, and it's like, oh shit, is he about to get away with this? And then this random guy comes up and he goes, if Hitler, like, if you could go back, would you still serve Hitler? And he like, there's this long pause, and he goes, yes, Heil Hitler. and then everyone's like, you bastard. And then he goes to jail again. And it's like, and I'm thinking, I'm like, dude, is this court? Like, what?
I mean, that's
What?
kind of like how they went in real life. It's like they left out a bunch of stuff. Is it? I think that's the dude too in real life, to where he was working out a deal to where his wife and daughter were going to be taken care of, and they straight up they said, "Yeah, we'll take care of your wife and daughter," and they just didn't do it. Like they
Yeah.
became like homeless or some shit. I think that's who that guy was.
Yep. That's
So
what happened.
I'd imagine the
Yeah.
movie's super
Well, and what's funny is
more Jewish than Marty Spring.
they actually I don't know if it was intentional, but they kind of make him a sympathetic character where it's like all he cares about is making sure his wife and daughter are safe.
Oh,
And
yeah.
to be fair, the main character, who is the therapist that they hire to provide like an evaluation of his mind, is kind of in the middle, where it's like it's clear that like the prosecutors are trying to like dunk on him, and this guy's in the middle, where it's like he kind of forms a relationship with Herman Boring, and is like basically when he finds out that they have like just totally like not done what they said in regards to keeping his family safe, he was upset. And then but then it becomes he wanted to write a book about how the mindset that leads to someone becoming like an ethnic narcissist could happen in America. So
Oh
of
my
course,
God.
yeah. So there
Yeah,
you go.
a Holocaust movie I didn't enjoy was 2023, The Zone of Interest. I don't know if either of you guys saw it, but it's just an allegory for how if you don't if you just stand aside while something horrific is happening, like in the film's case, a rich German family where the dad works nearby as a security guard for a concentration camp, you're culpable. And it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be an allegory for both, like for Palestine, I think, and it just didn't work for several reasons. Maybe I
Yeah,
can elaborate on it.
I'm so sick and tired of all the like, wow, it's like what's going on today type shit in movies.
Yeah, like this is
Yeah.
literally Nazi Germany. This modern day thing is literally like modern day Germany, just Godwin's law. It gets. I agree, it gets annoying after a while when they can't really substantiate that.
Because it
Literally,
worked for
but
so long.
I know we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you, Jack and Tom Foe, for joining us today. I had fun. I don't know if we're gonna restructure Real Talk. We might do that. This was a casual stream. I definitely want Real Talk, at least until John gets things figures out, to be live. Tom, you're more than welcome to join us. And it will be
Oh,
more
yeah.
structured going forward. Like I said, this was just kind of a casual 2025 year in review stream. But again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank all of you in the comments for watching, and we'll catch you guys. Real Talk next. Real Talk will be live this upcoming Thursday.